Tonight on Prime Business, economics hopeful of Ghana securing support from international creditors to get IMF March ending program as scheduled.
That essentially external debt restructuring is critical for the country to get a board level program in terms of what the status of the country, where it's going.
Also, as the world marks International Women's Day, stakeholders have been urged to support women entrepreneurs use digital platforms to expand their operations.
Things we need to do to ensure that more women are in the technology space is we need to make, very simply, we need to make internet affordable and accessible, right? We need, and part of the conversation is 1 gigabyte of data should not be more than 1% of the average salary in a country. Otherwise, you are not helping anybody.
And now to our first story. President Akufo-Addo has made an appeal to Parliament to pass a number of tax bills to enable the country complete processes for an economic bailout from the International Monetary Fund. Ghana is seeking about $3 billion balance of payment support from the IMF. The country is currently undergoing processes to restructure its external debt stock and also with the international creditors. But speaking in Parliament during the presentation of the State of the Nation address, President Akufo-Addo said some outstanding tax collection bills are needed to pass urgently to secure an IMF deal.
Having reached a staff level agreement on 12 December 2022, after 5 months of intense negotiations and completion of most of the prior actions required under the agreement, we are on course for the IMF staff to present to the IMF Executive Board Ghana's program request for a $3 billion extended credit facility by the end of this month. Mr. Speaker, the 3-year IMF program, anchored on government's post-COVID-19 program for economic growth, aims at restoring macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability whilst protecting the vulnerable. It is a strong reform program which relies on front-loaded fiscal measures to increase domestic resource mobilization and streamline public expenditures to support inclusive growth and enhance social protection. Mr. Speaker, I thank the House for its support throughout this process, including the passage of key revenue laws. However, a few more of these measures, namely the Income Tax Amendment Bill, the Excise Duty and Excise Tax Stamp Amendment Bills, as well as the Growth and Sustainability Levy Bill, are outstanding, which need the urgent attention of the House and passage to complete the prior actions. This will put us in readiness for our presentation to the Fund Board, and more importantly, bolster our domestic revenue mobilization efforts.
Senior lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Priscilla Chumesi-Balfour, expressed optimism that Ghana will secure support from international creditors ahead of getting the IMF March ending program as scheduled. She spoke on Business Live.
I believe that essentially external debt restructuring is critical for the country to get a board level program in terms of what the status of the country, where it's going now. And when you look at all the indicators with engagement with the Paris Club, the president appealing to other members of the Paris Club to also come on board. The elephant in the room has been what would be the Chinese position, because significantly they own a chunk of our external debts. And so it is important that we are able to get some sort of commitment for our external debtors to come out with a statement to support us so that the government, the country gets on board an IMF program. And within this, the president also acknowledges that indeed fiscal reforms and structural reforms are not enough. And then when you look at it, you can tell that that is why he's also pushing for essentially the passage of these tax bills to be able to increase our revenue mobilization in the country. But for me, I think that what was missing in the president's speech, which he indicated, it's sort of an admission of the fact that, yes, government also needs to take some responsibility with regards to where the nation is at the moment. And I don't think I found that in the speech overall.
Now, founder of Women in Tech Africa, Ethel Kofi, has underscored the need to promote the inclusion of women in the digital and technological drive. Now, according to her, technological tools such as smartphones and access to the internet must be made affordable to women to help them come out with innovations that would aid in economic transformation. She spoke at the National Women's Summit Expo and held to mark today's International Women's Day.
The National Women's Summit and Expo celebrated its 5th anniversary in line with the International Women's Day celebration. The discussion was focused on promoting the inclusivity of women in the digital and technological drive. Speaking in an interview, founder of Women in Tech Africa, Ethel Kofi, said access to internet and technological tools need to be made affordable for the Ghanaian woman.
One of the biggest things we need to do to ensure that more women are in the technology space is we need to make, very simply, we need to make internet affordable and accessible, right? We need, and part of the conversation is 1 gigabyte of data should not be more than 1% of the average salary in a country. Otherwise, you are not helping anybody, right? And then access to things, the price affordability of smartphones. The cheaper it is for people to be able to buy smartphones, the more they can do with them. And so for me, in order to create inclusivity for women in digital, you need people to be able to access the internet and smartphones cheaply. Government has started the journey of helping support more women in digital. I think there's work to be done in our ICT policy to be more inclusive for women. And hopefully there's a conversation right now about updating the ICT policy, and hopefully that will be included in it.
Convener of the National Women's Summit, Theresa Ayode, encouraged women to acquire soft digital skills to ensure that they are digitally inclusive at workplace and in the society.
The digital transformation is an ongoing conversation, and if women are known to be more technology shy than men, and so we believe that if we do not have this conversation now, women will find ourselves being left behind in digital transformation, always running to a man to solve your problems for you when it comes to technology. So we're calling on women to take it upon themselves to acquire those digital skills so that they can also stand at par with the men. They can be digitally inclusive wherever they find themselves. So in workspaces, where a lot of companies are going through digital transformation programs, we are encouraging the women not to hold themselves back, but to step forward and apply yourselves to new knowledge. There's so many online resources on digital skills, enhanced digital skills transformation. We should not just be on our phones and on internet for just social purposes. We should really use the opportunity to also enhance our digital skills, attain some digital skills, so that we are competitive on the job market. We are digitally literate wherever we find ourselves.
This year's International Women's Day was celebrated under the theme Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality.
Still in the spirit of International Women's Day, ride-hailing app Yango has reiterated its commitment to empower women on their app. There's more on the following report.
Of efforts to mark International Women's Day, Yango said it will lead the campaign to empower women take up male-dominated roles. The move, which is part of the company's commitment to reduce the unemployment rate among women, is also meant to break the bias by encouraging more women to sign up as drivers on their app. Sophia Sylvie is partner Success Manager at Yango Ghana.
What men can do, women can do better. This is much enough to bring all women on board, or more women on board to drive. And I also believe that, looking from my experience, we had a very interesting experience on Independence Day where we drove as drivers. For me, I had a first-hand experience where I picked few riders and I saw the excitement on their faces. People are not... it's rare for you to find a female driver. So when the rider comes into the car and sees that it's a female driver, they are so excited. They give you tip, they give you... They push you to do more. And this is interesting. And I feel like we should have more women do this.
Radio and TV personality Anita Akufu called for businesses to make a concerted effort in creating opportunities for women.
So far, we've done quite well, but I think there's more we can do when it comes to getting women either to be in politics, to hold powerful positions, all spheres of life. And so there's more we can do as a country. And this is also one of the steps that we are taking, especially when it comes to companies like these, getting women on board. And so I believe there's more we can do. Women are capable. Let's give them the chance.
Some of the female drivers commended Yango and called for more of such opportunities.
It's mind-blowing, networking, making friends, getting tips, there's a lot of experience. Sometimes you even take people outside Accra.
The event was attended by some female drivers and it was held under the theme Digital, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality.
Now, Facile Technology Ghana, an indigenous company with a global reach, has been awarded 2 international organizations for standardization certifications. Now, the certifications are quality management standards and information security standards. These achievements coincide with the firm's 12th anniversary in Ghana. There's more in the following report.
By meeting these benchmarks, Facile Technology Ghana has demonstrated its commitment to protecting sensitive information as well as consistently and safely delivering quality outcomes to their cherished clients. Speaking at the ISO certification ceremony in Accra, Group Managing Director of Facile Technology, Jude Obiako, described the certification as a milestone. According to him, the company deemed it necessary to standardize the operations in order to play in the same space as every other global institution.
It was in the March of 2006 that a financial institution brought us to Ghana to spend 6 months to roll out a core banking application transformation exercise. From that March of 2006, we are still rolling that transformation exercise till today. We never stopped from one institution to the other. It is a wonderful story for Facile Ghana.
Facile's cardinal focus is on developing financial software services across medium and large institutions in various industries. Country Manager Marian Kwache thanked the company's clients and partners for sticking with them through thick and thin. She believes Facile Ghana's ISO certifications would not have been possible without the strategic partnership they have formed over the years.
Our HR, logistics, administration, finance, marketing and sales, technical, and partner products are all top-notch now. That means we've passed the certification test. We could not have chalked this achievement without the assistance of digital jewels. We cannot leave our stakeholders, most cherished clients, colleagues who have not slept for the past 2 weeks, getting this done and having this coming to fruition.
On her part, founder and CEO of Digital Jewels, Adedoyin Odumfa, congratulated management and staff of Facile Technology Ghana for achieving double-pronged certification to 2 global international standards. She, however, cautioned the company not to lose sight of their continuous improvement journey as an ISO-certified company.
Attaining the accreditation is just the beginning of a continuous improvement journey, which will be monitored by the certification authority annually. And so every year there will be surveillance audits, and in the 3rd year there will be a certification audit. Okay, so we cannot afford to relent. The work has only just started.
Facile Technology Group believes it knows Africa like no other tech company. It has, however, set ambitious targets to ensure all its branches are ISO certified in 2023, all in a bid to provide quality products and services to esteemed customers.
Now, Omni BSIC Bank has renewed its commitment to staff productivity with a health walk on some principal streets of Accra. The walk, which happened over the weekend under the theme Better Health Starts Here, was organized by the bank to champion the need for staff to exercise regularly to promote healthy living and also to create a corporate bond. There's more in the following report.
Over 1,000 management, employees and customers embarked on a 10-kilometer walk which commenced at Bema Camp Sports Complex and ended at the same venue for an aerobic session. The managing director of Omni BSIC Bank, Daniel Esuedu, explained that the health walk was organized to remind staff that good health is better than wealth. According to him, the walk also symbolizes unity and readiness to work in the interest of the people.
It's important. We appreciate the fact that the health of the individual is very important. I guess we all chase wealth and we forget to take care of our health. And these days you discover that most of us are breaking down with all kinds of diseases, with all kinds of issues regarding our health. And so we, from where we sit as bankers, realize that, look, we need to create the awareness, we need to conscientize our partners to the fact that, look, we need to take care of our health, especially in times and situations where things are a bit tight in the environment. You tend to want to think more about wealth than health. And so we felt that, look, better health should start from here.
He expressed his heartfelt gratitude to existing and prospective customers and urged them to continue doing business with them.
This is an avenue to create the awareness, and beyond this, we are going to follow up with social media blasts. We are going to do all kinds of things to create the awareness, and so clearly we will not stop, because if you stop without creating the awareness, then the purpose is defeated. The purpose is to make sure that our customers are aware, and the only way we can do that is to constantly remind them that this is important for them.
The walk saw other corporate institutions like Ashfome, Bidvest and other companies join Omni BSIC Bank.
Now, 10 startups in Kumasi have completed a 6-month incubation training. Beneficiary entrepreneurs were supported to develop green business plans and improve access to funding. The program afforded the startups networking opportunities and business expert advice. There's more in this report.
In the ultra-competitive business world, lack of knowledge and skills have been identified as blockages to many business startups from operating efficiently and successfully. Beneficiaries of the Recycle Lab Ghana and the SNV Green Incubation Program will tackle the lack of business training and shape their businesses into viable ones. The graduation ceremony was themed, Boosting Green Employment and Enterprise Opportunities in Ghana. The ceremony featured the graduation of cohorts 3 and 4 of the Green Incubation Program who are in the fields ranging from fashion, catering and food processing. Project lead for Recycle Lab Ghana, Aqua Obinche, indicated that the training emphasizes efforts to ensure environmental consciousness whilst making profits.
Throughout the 6 months incubation program, we were able to support these businesses, hone their business, shape their businesses into a viable one, so as to make sure that they are able to make the 3 P's happen. That is, they have the people in mind, they have profits, of course, in mind, and also they think about the planet as well.
Corporate trainer Ms. Rita Krampa encouraged beneficiaries to uphold entrepreneurship and sustainable business ethics.
You can also create jobs to be an employer and also create jobs for other people. And then people will rather come to apply to you. And by so doing, you've created a job and you recreate just as you told us your story. Respect time of your employees, time of your team, your customers, your business partners. When they say 2 o'clock, it is not 2:30.
A fashion designer and beneficiary, Gladys Che Oforiwa, is very happy the training has been an eye-opener.
I realized that there were a lot of things that I didn't know, like my financials, registering my business, how to search for open markets, a whole lot. I didn't know all that. But upon coming here, I got the insight on how to take proper financials, how to know the market, and also how to be investor ready for a business like mine. So I'm very grateful to SNV and Recycle Lab for what they've taught me and how far they've brought my business. Thank you. Thank you.
Beneficiaries were awarded certificates and citations. The Boosting Green Employment and Enterprise Opportunities in Ghana Green Project is a 4-year project implemented in the Ashanti and Western regions of Ghana. The project is an European Union-funded program that SNV Ghana is implementing with the United Nations Capital Development Fund. The project seeks to support the development and scale-up of businesses in the agriculture sector, renewable energy and water and sanitation sector. It targets young people between the ages of 15 and 35. Reporting for Joy News, Clinton Yeboah.
And that's a wrap here on Prime Business. I'm Maame Esi Nyamekye Thompson. Thanks for your company. We'll leave you with international business.